What's up guys, and welcome to my first ever Vegas vlog. Just walking back to my hotel because I had some time to kill. The room wasn't ready and I decided to play some 1-3 at the Horseshoe. But yeah, to be honest, after playing low stakes for so long already, the max $300 buy-ins is just so annoying to me. I dunked off 500 bucks already in 2 hours. I just wanted to kill some time originally, but yeah, the opponent hit a gutter on me on the river and got me, but it's fine. The big tournaments are coming up and the big cash games are coming up, so I'd rather run good there. Yeah, gonna walk back to my hotel now. Unfortunately, I don't have the budget for the Bellagio or Venetian yet, so we're gonna stay at the Ellis Island because I just picked a cheap room because I will be only there for sleeping and probably will play a lot here. I'm here for 4 days now. Gonna go to my hotel room now, get a quick shower and then meet up with my buddies and then play some cash at the Wynn. $500 max buy-in, trying to get the money back I just lost. So yeah guys, stay tuned. Alright, 235. I'm also gonna show you the 5-star hotel, which I'll be sleeping here for the next 4 days. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the shower now and let's see each other at the Wynn. Okay guys, after the shower I'm on my way to the Wynn. So I'm just gonna grab some food real quick and then I think we'll return back to the tables. In the first hand here at the Wynn, under the gun +1 limps in and I raise queen 9 offsuit from the button to 15 bucks. The big blind and the limper call and go 3s to a flop of 10, 8, 3, 2 spades. Both players check to me and have a weak hand here, but there are a lot of good turn cards from me, so I check back and the turn is the 9 of hearts, so we make second pair. Big blind checks again and the under the gun player now bets for $25. I could already just fold here, but it's my first hand here at the Wynn. I have second pair and a gutter, so I call and the big blind calls as well. We now river 2 pairs, the dealer puts down a queen. Big blind checks, the under the gun player checks and I have enough showdown value, so I check back, but we lose against under the gun's better 2 pair of queen 10. In this one we open beautiful king queen of diamonds to $10 from under the gun +1, MP, button and small blind all call and we go 4 ways to a flop of king 9 6 with 2 clubs. Small blind decides to lead into 3 players for 20 bucks, very small. I decide to just call here with top pair and I actually talked with another poker player about this hand already. So yeah, after that I just really hate my just call here. Because what does this small lead into 3 players really mean here? I think it can be a lot of king X that we're basically almost always ahead of, and of course a flush draw, so I should have just raised here in that spot. MP then decides to call and button calls as well, so we're still going 4 ways to a turn which is the king of hearts. The small blind now checks and at this point I'm pretty sure I have the best hand now and my kicker is also very good, so I decide to bet 80 bucks. Now MP folds, button also folds and small blind after some thought sticks in the call. The river then is the 5 of clubs. The small blind tanks a little bit and then bets 80 bucks, the same bet I bet on the turn. Compared to the size of the pot it's not that much and maybe he sometimes leads with the worst king and the club in a sense, so I stick in the call but he shows ace 3 of clubs. After that hand again I reload my stack and we open 7-4 of diamonds from MP, definitely a little bit tilted from last hand and only the cutoff makes the call and we go heads up to a flop out of position of ace 10 3 all clubs. I totally whiffed that board, but I do decide to c-bet for 10 bucks. She quickly makes the call and the turn is the 8 of diamonds and now I have to decide if I want to give up or tell the story that I have a strong ace or even a flush or a set. My hand is so shitty and it's probably really bad to continue with aggression if you're in no man's land and have no equity anymore, but I do decide to fight fire with fire and bet 40. She again very quickly makes the call and the river is the king of hearts. At this point I'm really only trying to get a king high flush draw that made second pair on the river to fold, or maybe queen 10 with the queen of clubs, so I bet small for 50 bucks and thank god she snap folds. After getting that bluff through and finally winning my first hand here, I open king queen of clubs from MP. Button calls and we go to a flop of 7-5-3 with 2 clubs. I should have probably just checked that flop out of position, but I decide to c-bet for $10. Button calls as this is a way better board for him, but the turn is the ace of clubs and we finally make a strong hand here. Obviously perfect card for my range and horrible for him, so I think I want to go small here to just get calls from 7x or open enders that don't want to fold because the price is too good. He indeed makes the call and the river is the deuce of spades, so a total brick. To be honest, I did not know what to do here now because I think if I check, he's just gonna check back so many hands, so I just decided to go very big here and overbet for $101, and after some debate, the button makes the right fold. In the next hand, undergun limps in, I make it $15 from middle position and the low jack 3-bets me to $55. It gets back to me and she is around $380 in her stack. No matter what I do here in my eyes, everything will look very strong since I'm never calling, so I decided to make it a small 4-bet to $135 and it's back on her now. You can already tell she hates the spot but definitely has a hand she doesn't want to let go of immediately. After some thought though, she makes the correct fall and we take it down uncontested. In the next mentionable hand, I open queens from under the gun and now under the gun plus 2 3-bets me to $20 and it gets back to me. The old min click is a little bit scary, but I do decide to 4-bet queens here to $60 and immediately as I place the 4-bet the opponent grabs chips and then calls a few seconds later. We go to a flop of 4, 6, 7 all diamonds. Here I did a mistake and thought I had the queen of diamonds, so I c-bet for $50. The plus 2 player then raises to 150 and now I recheck my cards and see that I don't have a diamond actually. I really don't like the spot here that I'm in right now and I think you could already make arguments for folding because there's so many bad turns for me. But what are the hands he could do that with? He could do that with a flush already like ace king of diamonds, but he could also do that with ace king and only the ace of diamonds, which I'm ahead. I don't put him on aces because pre-flop he would have 5-bet, so I rule that out, but kings is also very possible, or maybe 10s through queens. In the end I do decide to stick around and then the turn is the 8 of clubs. I check and he quickly checks back, so maybe my hand is actually good here. The river now is a 9, so every 5 and 10 makes a straight now and it quickly goes check check and we lose against kings. So let me know guys in the comments if you already fold on a flop or if I played it fine and we're just meant to lose here in this spot. I top off my stack again to $500 and open king 5 suited from MP to $10. The guy to my left now in the low jack 3-bets me to $30 and now the hijack surprisingly cold calls the $30 3-bet, and although I'm out of position I'm stuck, so I call as well for $20 more and we go to a flop of queen 6-8 with 2 clubs. I check to the 3-better and he decides to c-bet for $40. Hijack folds and with a flush draw and 1 over I obviously make the call. The turn is the king of diamonds, so we at least make top pair again, but it's also a great card for his range, so I check again and he doesn't take the foot off the gas and now bets around 80% pot for $120. This is always a very uncomfortable spot with those mediocre hands in a 3-bet pot out of position, but to be honest guys, I can't do much besides call again and maybe hope to hit a club or he gives up on the river, but yeah, his line already looks very strong to be honest. The river is a total brick with the deuce of diamonds. After a short tank I check to him to maybe look strong and he's in the tank forever. Usually when players tank long on the river, a bet is coming, but he surprisingly checks back and I table my hand and we're good and we win a very nice pot with a speculative hand. After gaining some momentum we peel king deuce of hearts in the big blind. MP opens to 10, button and small blind call and I defend as well with a playable hand out of position and we go 4 ways to a flop of queen 10-9 with 2 hearts. We flop again a king high flush draw on a very wet board. I check, MP bets for $20, small blind calls and I obviously call as well with a huge draw. The turn is the best card in the deck with the ace of hearts and we finally make the nuts. Small blind checks and in this spot I think the best play is to just lead here and build a pot. So I lead into 2 players for $35. I should have definitely went a little bit bigger, but MP folds and the small blind makes the call, which I love to see. The river then is the 7 of spades. Small blind checks and I still want to get called here by 2 pairs, so I decide $120 is the right amount and the small blind looks very suspicious and again is in the tank forever. I try to look as weak as possible because if we want to get unstuck, this is the spot where we have to get paid. After a 2-minute long tank and a lot of sign, he sticks in the call and win another nice pot with a suited king. Couple of limps, button raises to 15 off a short stack and I peel ace 10 offsuit in the small blind. I just don't want to call and give all the limpers a good price to call as well and then we have to play a pot out of position, so I squeeze to $60. The plan works great as all the limpers fold in his back now to the button. He counts out his chips and then calls with only $52 behind, so definitely didn't expect that to happen, but at least we're gonna go heads up to a flop of Jack 5-6 with 2 spades and 1 heart. We totally whiffed that board, but the fact that he only has that little behind, I just jam and he snap caught, so we definitely run into it probably here. So we go to a run out and the turn is the king of hearts and the river is the 10 of hearts and we lose to queen jack of hearts, so we definitely made the right pre-flop play. Opens to $12, +1 calls, and guess what we're gonna play? Yes, a suited king because it already worked twice, so I call king 3 of diamonds as well in the hijack. Button and big blind call 2 and we go 5 ways to a flop of king 10-3 with 2 spades. Under the gun checks out of position but +1 bets $20. My plan here is to just call the flop and check raise on a clean turn because I want another sticky player in position to hang around with a shitty hand like second pair, for example. The other 3 players fold on, we go heads up in position to the turn, which is another 10. Obviously worst card in the deck for me since I lose now to all bigger king x hands, which is very likely the opponent has since he bet into 4 players. He continues to bet very small and places the same $20 bet again on the turn. For that price I can never fold and there are a lot of chop outs for me on the river as well, so I call again. And the river is definitely one of those with the jack of spades. I expect to chop a lot here, especially as he checks. I just check back and we surprisingly lose against king jack. Out the first Vegas cash game flop, we call a +1 raise from MP with ace 10 offsuit. Small blind and big blind call as well and we flop middle pair on queen 10-3 rainbow. +1 c-bets very small for $10 and 1 by 1 everyone calls. Still 4 ways, we go to a magical turn which is an ace. A big part of being successful in low stakes cash games is to always extract the maximum with your good hands since a lot of players are so sticky. +1 bets very small again for $20 and in my eyes this is a must raise spot here. Especially with 2 players behind that could still overcall, but I decide to just call, which is a big mistake, and the small blind calls as well. The river is a 9 and +1 bets $20 again. This is a pattern I've seen a lot through the years that players bet the same amount on multiple streets and it is most of the time just a weak top pair hand that they want to get to showdown with but put a little bit of money into the pot since nobody raised. I decided to raise to $55 and this is also way too small in my eyes. I can't go too big here since we want to get paid by an ace, but I should have made it at least $75 to $95 in my eyes. Small blind folds and +1 quickly makes the call without thinking too much and we win against ace jack. Alright guys, just cashed out, was in the game for 1k, reloaded a couple times and yeah, managed to get everything back. Cashed out for $1,023, so yeah, we made a whooping profit of $23 here in Las Vegas in the first night. I donked off $500 at the horseshoe earlier, so I'm actually down today, but I'm fine with the outcome. I managed to come back after I was a little bit in the hole, maybe down $500. Managed to get it back. I was down 1 buy and and yeah, in the end made some hands and got paid, so yeah, we take the small win. Definitely feels like a bigger win today because yeah, I was down early on and I'm gonna get some rest because I just bought my seat for the $1,100 WPT Prime day 1D, I think, which is gonna take place tomorrow at 11 AM. I gotta be fresh, so yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. If you liked the video, please leave a like, please follow my channel and also follow me on Instagram because I'm posting a lot of new updates there as well, especially tournaments when I don't record. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.